Hola a todo el mundo, soy Laura y este es mi canal de YouTube Idiomas con Laura. Soy un polyglot que están aprendiendo 5 lenguajes, 5 idiomas. Ella es mi gatita Donatella. Hola. Ok. So in this video, I want to talk about the end of the year language goals that I have. We are getting close to the end as it is October, and there are a few things that I just want to kind of set as goals for the end of the year. They're going to be nothing too dramatic, but just to kind of touch base with my language learning since I've been doing a lot of my travel vlogs recently. So just wanted to come on here and have just a little video to maybe help encourage you for your language learning for the rest of the year. I would like to talk about them in each language in the language, but that's not completely possible for my newer languages. So, vamos a empezar con español porque español es más útil en mi vida ahora porque estoy en la clase de literatura hispanoamérico. Y por eso yo uso español todos los días en mi clase y con la tarea, porque todo está en español. Gatito, para, ¿ok? Por eso solo quiero revisar cosas gramáticas, porque, como yo le dije, uso español mucho y quiero decir mis frases y sí, mis frases con cosas gramáticas correctas. Y por eso quiero revisar cosas que ya he aprendido. Pero porque, y creo que hay palabras que necesito aprender, pero voy a usar cosas del mundo. Por ejemplo, quiero mirar películas y escuchar música para palabras nuevas, porque puedo comunicar en español, pero necesito saber más en general. Y ahora estoy en el nivel C1. Y si es posible, quiero pasar para la próxima nivel, pero no sé si es posible, especialmente porque ahora necesito hacer y pasar mi clase. Quiero pasar mi clase. Creo que voy a pasar, pero sí, es interesante porque mi clase es de cuentas y poemas de los indígenas en Central y Sudamérica, en el mundo español. Le dixième, c'est le français. Le français, je veux pratiquer plus parce que maintenant, j'utilise le français seulement avec mon mari et pas avec les autres personnes. Je ne suis pas dans une classe de français et j'ai les idées très similaires que l'espagnol, que je veux réviser les choses grammatiques, et spécialement plus en français que l'espagnol parce que je n'utilise pas français maintenant. Et aussi, je veux ajouter de confidence. Quand je parle et quand j'écoute choses comme ça, je veux aussi écouter musique nouveau et aussi regarder émissions de télévision plus pour pratiquer et avoir français dans ma vie tous les jours. Et aussi, je veux étudier les phrases plus naturelles en français parce que je parle français et aussi espagnol comme une personne qui parle anglais avec les mots du français. Et je veux changer ça et sonner plus naturel en français. Et pour ça, je veux réviser, comme j'ai dit, et avoir. Je pense que je veux passer l'examen l'année prochaine, mais je ne suis pas très sûre parce que je n'utilise pas le français maintenant. Mais je veux pratiquer plus et révision de grammatique. Voilà. Ah, j'ai mon chat ici et elle est très adorable. Si t'aimes. D'accord. Три — это по-русски, потому что я хочу говорю по-русски, потому что я жила в Кыргызстане, но у меня есть подруга из из Кыргызстан, и я можно говорю с Анна, но я не знаю много. Здравствуйте. Привет. Привет. Я не знаю много русский. Это правда. So yeah, a lot of my Russian I have forgotten since I lived in Kyrgyzstan. So a lot of what I want to do with Russian is to remember what I used to know, and also грамматика русская. I didn't understand it. Я не понимаю грамматика русская, но сейчас я думаю, что можно понимаю грамматика русская. And I know that what I'm saying is completely incorrect when it comes to Russian grammar. I am aware that my Russian grammar is terrible. I just want to be honest and say this is where my Russian is at. It's really broken. But I really want to focus mostly on Russian for the end of the year because next year I will be going back to Kyrgyzstan, hopefully, for a wedding. And like I said, I have a friend, в дом, in my house, who speaks Russian. And so I have someone who can help me. I just need to initiate studying of Russian and practicing with her. So like it comes back to me in bits and pieces, and I didn't understand Russian grammar at all until very recently when I started learning German, which I will come to later in the video. So I did what I could in the Russian segment in Russian, but I had to finish it up in English. Because as you can tell, we're moving from the languages that I'm most comfortable and have the most practice with to the languages that I'm still getting there. I just want to be completely honest and open that, you know, I am a polyglot. I have studied multiple languages, but that doesn't mean I'm perfect at multiple languages, or that doesn't mean that I don't have a lot to learn. My cat keeps hitting the camera. Like, obviously I have a lot to learn. Arabe. أنا درست عربية في جامعة، ولكن الآن أنا لا أدرس عربية. أيضا أنا أريد أن أدرس عربية مع كتاب، ولكن ليس الكتاب عندي الآن. وأنا أريد أن choose عربية أردنية أو سورية بسبب في الجامعة أنا لا درست عربية من بلد. So what I think I said is that I need to choose a dialect. I studied Arabic in university for a little bit. أيضا أنا أريد أن أدرس كلمة كل يوم. I want to study everyday Arabic because I didn't like the textbook that we used in university. It was a lot of random things that were not used in everyday conversation and wouldn't help me when I go abroad. Like when I went to Morocco, I could understand a little bit, but it was Moroccan Arabic, so like it was a dialect I hadn't studied, but also B, it was just, the vocab made zero sense for a beginner Arabic learner to study. So again, my Arabic is very rough, my pronunciation is terrible. It's been a while since I've practiced it and I've used it, but I really want to fix that and just kind of get my Arabic back to a place where it used to be when I was in university, but in a way that makes more sense. Like I went all the way through the intermediate level in university, but because I haven't used it in the past 2 years, I've forgotten a lot of it, but I'm also hoping that I have enough understanding that it'll come right back to me very quickly. But I need to choose a dialect to study. I can't just learn Fusha the entire time, because while it is understood, there's just more with the dialect. So I'm thinking the Jordanian dialect or the Syrian dialect, just because they are very close to Fusha, and because of that, pretty widely understood. So yeah, again, my Arabic has deteriorated tremendously, and it makes me very sad, but that is the reality. So a huge goal I have is to just jump back into learning multiple languages at a time. Donatella. Because since coming back from traveling, we have bought a house, but we haven't moved into it yet. And so there's just been a lot going on that our language learning, has gone on the wayside a little bit. And so I want to really get that back. Aber jetzt, ich lerne Deutsch. Und yeah, that's pretty much what I got for you in terms of German. Like, I just started learning German. I am mostly doing like German music, Duolingo, watching television in German. It's very much in a casual, what can I pick up, rather than a sit down and study grammar. However, I do want to start doing that, but that's just going to have to wait until we get into a house and I can actually set up a study area, because right now I am next to our bed and I don't have a good study area, so that is another thing that is suffering. But so I really want to kick it into high gear with German, especially because I have found that German grammar with the 4 cases is really helping me understand Russian grammar, which has 6 cases. So es tut mir leid. I don't know near enough German to actually talk about my German goals yet, but that is something. And then those are the main 5 languages that I am concentrating on right now. However, I will say, depending on how the next month or 2 goes, I have been thinking about Irish and Mandarin. I took Mandarin in high school for 1 year, and I don't remember a lot of it. I know 你好吗，我叫是罗拉，我叫在大吉里哦。就是我的 like, I have things ingrained in me because my teacher was amazing, but I don't speak Mandarin at all, which is why it's not in my intro, it's not on my channel. Like, I mean, I know German is on there, but that's because I'm actively learning more. With the topics right now, I can't talk a lot, but if we want to talk about hobbies in German, I got that. Ich bin Bäckerin, und like, I could go off. But I've been thinking about picking up Mandarin again, because I had been really sad when I had to stop learning Mandarin after I graduated. And I'm convinced I still have my Mandarin textbooks somewhere. I'm convinced it's in a box somewhere. And finally, Irish. I have an Irish language textbook that I got from Ireland when I was there, also this past summer. And that one I'm definitely kind of like very leisurely thinking about learning. I've done like 1 online seminar. I listen to music, but yeah. I think I just need to really nail down a study schedule with my 5 current languages before I can add on new ones, especially since German is still very new. So, yeah, those are my goals, and those are my levels of language. Like, again, I know my Russian and Arabic are pitiful right now. I am aware of that. But I want that to change. I want to be able to come back to this video at the beginning of next year, or even in 6 months, and be like, oh my word, I could redo this video, but completely in those languages. Kind of like I was able to with French and Spanish, although those, again, were not perfect. Like, I'm sure I made so many mistakes. So in the comments below, feel free to be like, oh, you know, it's this instead of this, but do it nicely, because I'm still studying. And so yeah, there's an honest update about my languages and my goals for these last couple months. I will probably do another goals video for the new year, and talk about how to set language goals if that is something you're interested in. But yeah, and I also hope you enjoyed meine Katze, Donatella. Ja, Dankeschön und à la prochaine. Adios.